It is time for another theme park coasting top 10 video where we count down the top 10 rides and attractions at theme parks all around the world. So join me today as we count down the top 10 rides at Valleyfair. Starting off at number 10 we have Mad Mouse, and despite this being a very common Wild Mouse attraction, I have to put this ride on the list. Once boarded your very own mouse, you will scurry around some of the most wildest drops, turns and twists all throughout the 1,257 feet of track, really making you feel like you are going around a maze. Unfortunately though, due to sometimes it being a little rough, some guests argue that it is not too mice. Ding ding. However, in my eyes, if you do have a chance on your day to ride, nothing beats a ride on Mad Mouse. It is time for the oldest ride on the list, as taking the number 9 position, High Roller is definitely a classic you won't forget. Originally opening back in 1976 when the park first opened its gates, don't get me wrong when I say it is old and definitely needs to be spruced up, but wow, does this attraction pack a punch. With such elements as a 70-foot drop, bank turns, in addition to some of the best airtime hills you will ever experience on a Woody. As soon as you get off, you will want to go around again and again. Therefore, High Roller 100% deserves to be at number 9. Get your sick bags ready, as coming in for our number 8 spot we have Delirious, and the name sure doesn't lie. I think just by looking at the ride it is quite self-explanatory, but in a nutshell you will board a 24-person train before heading around a 360-degree loop at a height of 70 feet. But it does not stop there, as this attraction is also capable of completing 10 inversions per minute, and you do not need to be a rocket scientist to know that is intense. The question is though, are you brave enough to ride, or will you just run away from first sight? Comment down below. For our number 7 position on our top 10 list, we are going to ride Xtreme Swing, and if you have ever wanted to go on a giant childhood swing, then this is the ride for you. Now, to start off with, this ride is definitely not for the faint of hearted, with it swinging you up to 100 foot in the air with only a lap bar holding you in. Nevertheless, if you can build up the courage, words literally cannot describe how good this ride is, as that wind in your face and the thrills of reaching such an intense height is just out of this world. If you don't manage to get on Xtreme Swing though, do not worry, as there are plenty of these around the world, so make sure to check your local park for a ride like this. If you are scared of heights, skip to number 5, actually go to number 4, as at our number 6 spot we have North Star, the park's chair swing ride. However, this is not your normal 30 feet high calm chair swing that will just take you around, as at a height of 230 feet tall, which you will also be at that height while swinging around at 40 miles per hour, there is absolutely no doubt in my mind that this is one of the most intense rides at the park. Also, like all the other tall rides on the list, the views are amazing, and with this one keeping you up for usually a minute long, after the initial screens at the height, you can just enjoy the plain down fantastic views of everything from the coasters to the park to even the surrounding area. Top 5, and for this spot we have Power Tower. Now, I promise you I will stop with these two rides soon, but this drop tower is like nothing that I have ever done before, as instead of just having one tower, Valleyfair has 3. Here is where it gets cool though, because 2 of these drop towers slowly rises you up before dropping 275 feet like many of your normal drop towers, whereas the third one shoots you up into the air before bouncing up and down, and I think you guys can guess which one is the best. Coming in at number 4, we have Excalibur. And where do I start when talking about this wood and steel roller coaster? Honestly guys, this ride may be short with a 1 minute 45 duration, but due to this ride being created by the now defunct Aerodynamics, before we even get onto the attraction itself, it is worthy of a ride. The layout does not disappoint either though, with it consisting of a 100-foot lift hill and some of the craziest twists, turns and airtime hills that you will ever see on a roller coaster of this age. So if you are heading to the park, make sure to head to the back and take a ride on this hidden gem. Here we enter the top 3 rides at the park, and for the number 3 position we have Steel Venom. Now this is currently the only launch coaster at the park, so if you have a need for speed, then you have to head off on this 60 miles per hour ride. Yet like pretty much most of the rides at the park, this is not your normal launch coaster, as from the second you get off that launch, you will be sent into a spiral before launching backwards, yes you heard me right, backwards into a straight. Therefore, despite it not sounding like a lot, if you sit at the back or the front, just wait and see, as you will be blown away. Or on the other hand, if you prefer watching these roller coasters, it's still pretty sick to look at too. Between number 2 and number 1, it was tough. However, after a lot of consideration, we decided to put Wild Thing at number 2. This hypercoaster, and for anyone who does not know what a hypercoaster is, it is basically a roller coaster between 200 and 300 feet, will push you to your limit, with it not only being the tallest but also fastest in the whole of Valleyfair. After that stunning view though from the top, you will drop from that 107 foot high, followed by plenty of airtime hills, a humongous figure of 8 formation, and even a tunnel section. So if that does not make you want to ride, I honestly do not know what will. Maybe the fact that you do all of this with a lap bar, making those airtime hills literally take you out of that seat. How cool is that? We have made it to the number 1 spot, and for the best ride at the park, we have no other than Renegade. Now this ride is basically a more modern version of the high roller, with it being also a woody, just full of some of the best elements you will ever find on a roller coaster, which if I was going to talk about every single one, we would literally be here all day. However, one of my favourite parts has to be the speed, as from the moment you get off that lift hill, as you can see, you will literally race at what feels like the speed of light around all the airtime hills, sudden turns, and especially at the end those quick whips, making anyone go yeehaw. And that is the reason why in my eyes Renegade is the best ride in the wilderness. That is it from our top 10 video today. Obviously you'll have your own opinions and we would love to see them in the comment section below. Also, if you enjoyed the video, at the top we have got 2 videos that we know you would love, and at the bottom there is our Patreon page as well as subscribe button. But with all that said, there is only one thing left to say. My name is Tom Derrick from Theme Park Coastin, and I will see you for the next video. Goodbye.